The architecture of awareness, scientific pathways toward consciousness as foundational. As we explore the nature of origin not only in metaphysics but in scientific language, we must consider a radical yet increasingly plausible notion that consciousness is not an emergent byproduct of matter, but rather the substrate of all physical reality. This is not a conclusion, it is an unfolding. Let us examine three scientific mirrors that reflect this possibility. 1. Consciousness and information theory. In recent decades, science has begun to view the universe not merely as matter in motion, but as information in transformation. In quantum mechanics, a particle state doesn't become definite until it is observed, suggesting that information collapses into physical form through witnessing, e.g., the double slit experiment. The field of information theory, Shannon Wheeler, etc., has proposed that bits, not atoms, may be the true building blocks of reality. John Wheeler coined the phrase it from bit, implying that what we call physical things arise from informational choices. But what observes the bit? What interprets the data? Information alone cannot process itself. There must be awareness of the information in order for anything to be known, experienced, or actualized. Thus, the idea emerges perhaps consciousness is the field in which information arises and not the other way around. 2. Fractal geometry and self-similarity. Fractal geometry reveals a fundamental truth about the structure of reality. The same patterns repeat across scale. Trees branch like lungs, rivers flow like blood vessels, galaxies spiral like seashells, lightning forks like neurons. This is known as self-similarity, a property of fractals where the whole is mirrored within its parts, no matter how deeply you zoom in or out. But here's a key insight. Fractals arise from simple equations yet produce infinite complexity. They model dynamic systems that are deeply ordered yet unpredictable. So, what governs this recursive generation? Where does the pattern originate? Why should complexity arise from simplicity? If the same structure exists across all layers of nature, could it reflect a deeper conscious geometric intelligence, a mind-like field behind the appearance of space and time? Fractal geometry then offers a symbolic model for the idea that the universe is not randomly constructed but self-aware in form, containing within every part a reflection of the whole. 3. Feedback loops in biology and cognition. In both living organisms and artificial intelligence, feedback is essential to intelligence. Feedback loops are the process by which a system observes its own output, adapts, corrects, and learns. In biology, homeostasis is a feedback mechanism. The body self-regulates via cycles of sensing and correcting. In the brain, neuroplasticity is guided by the brain's own feedback on its behavior and perception. In ecology, biospheres are stabilized by self-referential loops between species, resources, and climates. What's profound in this, feedback requires self-reference, and self-reference is the precursor to self-awareness. In cognition, this becomes even clearer. You form thoughts about your thoughts. You reflect upon your emotions. You become aware that you are aware. This recursion, awareness of awareness, is not a bug. It is a core feature of consciousness. From bacteria to brains, the more complex the feedback system, the more self-modeling occurs. And at its highest expression, a human being looking into the mirror of the cosmos and asking, "Who am I?" The convergence. Each of these domains, information theory, fractal geometry, and feedback cognition, begin with different assumptions, but they all seem to lead back toward the same mysterious center, that reality behaves as if it is aware of itself. Information needs observation. Fractals mirror wholeness in every part. Life learns through self-reference. Each of these pillars whispers the same possibility, that consciousness is not something we have, it is something we are, and perhaps something the universe is. This is not proof, this is an invitation to walk the bridge between science and soul, to ask whether the laws of reality are not random configurations, but expressions of a field that knows itself through unfolding.